The lights of Miami blaze like a constellation fallen to earth, and the stadium hums with a restless electricity that crackles through every breath in the crowd. Cameras sweep across a sea of faces, phones raise like flickering stars as the music of spectacle swells and Logan Paul steps into the arena to the bombast of The Greatest Showman. It feels less like a boxing match and more like a modern Coliseum moment where entertainment and combat collide beneath towering screens and roaring speakers. The Maverick moves with youthful swagger, drying his feet, adjusting his gloves, soaking in the magnitude of the stage, a man built for attention, stepping into a world built on punishment. Across the ring waits the other presence, smaller in frame but vast in legend, Floyd "Money" Mayweather, the undefeated icon who has walked this walk 50 times before, who has carried belts and broken wills across 2 decades of dominance. At 44 years old, he enters with the quiet composure of a man who has seen every storm and learned how to stand inside the eye of it. The numbers tell one story: Logan's towering height, the heavyweight advantage, the reach that stretches like a bridge across the ring. But numbers have never captured what Mayweather brings into battle: timing, economy, and a defensive genius carved from years of survival against the sharpest fists in the sport. The crowd senses the collision of worlds about to unfold. Influencer against institution, youth against mastery, spectacle against craft, and in that charged silence before the bell, every breath feels like the inhale before history decides what kind of moment this will become. From the opening exchange, the contrast is stark and mesmerizing. Logan advances with the ambition of a man trying to prove he belongs, arms high, guard tight, throwing wide punches that carry raw intention more than surgical precision, while Mayweather drifts on the balls of his feet, shoulders rolling, eyes measuring distance with predatory calm. Floyd's gloves rise and fall like shutters on a window, letting danger glance off as he studies the angles, waiting for the rhythm of his opponent to reveal itself. The early rounds feel like a chessboard laid over a battlefield, Logan testing the perimeter with pressure, leaning his weight into clinches, trying to impose his size, while Floyd slips inside the gaps, touching the body with crisp jabs, placing hooks that thud into muscle and ribs, reminders that even in exhibition, pain is real. The crowd reacts in waves, cheers when Logan swings with audacity, gasps when Mayweather makes punches vanish inches from his face, murmurs when the veteran's counters land clean and sharp. In the corners, voices rise, urging discipline, straight punches, patience, the language of professionals, guiding a legend who already knows these truths by heart. The narrative builds with every clinch and separation, the young man learning that mass does not equal mastery, the old master enjoying the dance, smiling faintly as he draws Logan forward into traps of timing and distance, letting the fight breathe while quietly tightening the net. As the middle rounds unfold, the tide begins to reveal itself in flashes of brilliance and moments of vulnerability. A left hook from Mayweather cracks across Logan's jaw, the sound of leather on bone echoing through the stadium like a gunshot, and for a heartbeat the crowd erupts, sensing the sudden gravity of real danger. Another right uppercut snaps upward through Logan's guard, forcing him back on his heels, and swelling blooms beneath his eye, the visible tax of entering a realm where mistakes are punished instantly. Yet Logan refuses to fold into the narrative of helplessness. He answers with his own right hand, a heavy shot that lands and draws a collective roar. Proof that courage can still carve moments even in the shadow of mastery. The exchanges become more physical, bodies colliding, arms locking in wrestling clinches, the weight difference asserting itself in smothering embraces as Floyd works to peel free and reset the distance. The veteran's rhythm sharpens, his check hooks slicing across Logan's forward motion, his counters threading through openings that widen with fatigue. The crowd rides the momentum swings, sensing the story of survival being written in sweat and swelling, watching Logan grit through the storm, while Mayweather, almost playful at times, begins to apply pressure with greater intent, the old lion reminding the world that instinct and timing do not age as quickly as muscle. By the later rounds, the narrative deepens into a study of endurance and will. Logan's breaths grow heavier, his shoulders rising and falling as he digs into reserves he did not know he possessed. His guard tightening into a fortress as survival becomes the immediate mission. Mayweather, still light on his feet, stalks the edges of the ring with renewed aggression, stepping into combinations, driving hooks to the body, and snapping shots upstairs, testing whether the wall will finally